All right, hopefully you got some good practice solving equations with variables on both sides. So now I just want to go over what to do with our most complicated scenario. So here you can see we have an equation that has parentheses and has extra terms on both sides. So these look really nasty, but really, if you can distribute and combine like terms, and you can solve an equation where variables are on both sides, you can do it. It's just putting it all together. So the first step, and here's what I've done is I've written out step by step what you can do. If you're the kind of person who just likes to have steps, here's your steps. You can like screenshot this, or it's in your notes, and you can grab it and keep it somewhere if you want it. You can even print it out and keep it next to your computer. So the first step should always be to distribute if you have parentheses. So your first instinct should be, do I have parentheses? If you do, okay, time to distribute. So here we have parentheses with nothing outside, so I'm going to add my 1, and I'm going to distribute -1. So I have 5x minus 1x, and I'm going to leave that 1 there just to make combining like terms more easy. And then that means -1 times -18 becomes +18. And don't forget, when we're doing these things, you do it to the left side and to the right side. You don't get to just move things from one side to the other. Okay, so now we have -2 distributing to x and 15. So we have 6 minus 2x minus 30. And now we should combine like terms. So again, the important part with that is just to make sure that when you're combining like terms, you're doing it on one side of the equation at a time. So we can combine on the left side and we can combine on the right side, but we can't combine across the equal sign. So we're going to combine 5x and minus 1x, which is 4x plus equals. Then here we don't have any other x's, so I'm going to put -2x first just because I like to have my x's before my constants. And then I'm going to combine 6 and -30, which makes negative. So now I have basically what we did in the last problem set. I have just a simple equation with variables on both sides, which means now we need to get the variable on one side. So we have -2x on this side and 4x on this on the left side. I like x to end up on the left side, so I'm going to add 2x to both sides. You could, at this point, subtract 4x if you wanted to, and you would still get the right answer, but x would end up on the right side. So you have 4 plus 2 is 6x plus 18 equals, and then the important thing to remember here is this is -2 plus 2, which means it's 0. It's the additive identity. 0 minus 24 is -24. So this is -24. All right, next we have a two-step equation. So we need to get rid of the number being added on the same side of x. So we have plus 18, so we need to minus 18 from both sides of the equal sign. So we have 6x equals, and then here's where I'm going to pull out my calculator because that's two awful big numbers and I don't want to get my math wrong. -24 minus 8 is -42. All right, and then our last step is pretty much always going to be divide. So we're going to divide both sides by 6. So x equals -7. And then if I did want to check that in my calculator, I would just type, I would grab my calculator over here, and I would type in, I would have to do each side separately. So first I would do 5 times -7 minus parentheses x, which is -7. So -7 minus 18. Close the parentheses. And that gives me -10. So I'm just going to kind of hold on to that number in my head. And then I'm going to do 6 minus 2 times parentheses -7 plus 15, close parentheses, and that's also -10. So since I got -10 for both the left and the right side of the equation, that means that my answer of -7 is correct. So there's a couple more examples if you want to see them from other people, or you can get to work on this problem set. Make sure you show your work on a piece of paper. I'm not going to require that you turn this work in, but you do need to be able to show your work for these because at some point I will require you turn in some work. So get to work and good luck.